Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's vlog, I will read the story of Dominic the Dog by Robert P. Barbieri. But before anything else, if you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Let's go guys! Dominic the Dog, written by Robert P. Barbieri. Thanks to Mom for never saying no, Dad for never saying yes, and Ang for buying the computer. Dominic entered the world on a farm, the youngest of 4 puppies. Dominic wasn't like his brothers and sisters. The oldest brother led the sheep. The second brother was best at fetch. His sister was the greatest guard dog. She kept the farmhouse safe. Dominic was different. He couldn't herd sheep, couldn't fetch like his brother, or guard the farm like his sister. They teased Dominic, saying he was not a real dog and that he might as well be a cat. Dominic had no idea what his talent might be, but he was sure he had one if he only knew where to look. So he went on a journey around the farm to see if his talents might be the same as one of his farm friends. First, he went to Mrs. Hen's house to see if he could lay eggs. That didn't turn out well. Then he went to Mr. Sheep to see if he could grow wool to keep the family warm during the winter. But Mr. Sheep told him, "You can't grow wool. You're just a dog." It was safe to say Dominic did not have a talent like Mrs. Hen's or Mr. Sheep's. Next, he went to Mrs. Cow to see if he could make milk. But because he was a boy and a dog, Mrs. Cow told him he couldn't possibly make milk. Then Dominic saw Mr. Owl and asked if he could teach him how to fly. But Mr. Owl said, "Dominic, dogs don't have wings. They can't fly." Dominic didn't listen and tried to fly just the same. But Mr. Owl was right. Dominic could only think of one more talent friend. He went to Mrs. Fish, wanting to see if he could swim fast under the water. But he discovered that dogs can't only paddle, and they certainly make a lot of splashes. After all his failed attempts to find his talent, Dominic decided he would sit on his favorite patch of grass by the pond and just think, and think, and think until it was almost dinner time. All his thinking was making Dominic sad. Just as he was about to give up and go inside for dinner, Father Frog floated by on a lily pad. Why are you so blue, Dominic? He asked. Dominic said, I don't have a talent. I've tried everything, but I'm not good at anything. Father Frog thought for a minute and explained, Dominic, talents are what makes everyone unique. Just because you can't fly like an owl or swim like a fish doesn't mean you don't have any talent. Everyone is different and there is only one you. Just give it time and it will come to you. Dominic understood. At that moment, he began to feel something coming deep from his chest. He thought he might just burst. So he opened his mouth and out came. Bark! A bark so loud it made the birds fly away and made waves in the pond and shook the lily pond Father Frog was relaxing on. The bark was so loud that even scared Dominic himself. Dominic sat back and thought to himself, did that come out of me? Dominic thought he had heard it all. On the farm he heard growls, clucks, bass, moose, even hoos and rabbits, but nothing as loud as this. Dominic was so happy with his discovery that he barked all the way through the farm. He made sure to stop and show Mrs. Fish, Mr. Owl, Mrs. Cow, Mr. Sheep, Mrs. Hen, and especially his brothers and sisters. But his brothers and sisters said, what use is a loud bark anyway? Dominic didn't know. He went back to wise old Father Frog. Well, said Father Frog, why don't you go and see Mr. Scarecrow? I think he might have an idea. Dominic had often seen Mr. Scarecrow standing in his field, but nothing exciting even seemed to happen over there, so he didn't visit much. Mr. Scarecrow was in his field as usual, birds perching on his shoulders and pecking at the ground around him. Dominic rushed up, barking as loudly as he could. The birds flew away in fright. Thank you, explained Mr. Scarecrow. Those birds aren't scared of me and they're always at my feet, pulling out my straw and pecking at the crops. But your bark made them all go away. Can you come back every day and bark so that the crop can grow and my straw is left alone? Dominic was delighted. He had found his talent. He had the loudest bark on the farm. What else can a dog do? The end. Guys, so I hope you like the story of Dominic the dog. Once again, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Thank you. Bye-bye.